Okay, everyone's got a couple of blocks. That's good. So today we are going to work toward a pose called half moon pose, or Ardha Chandrasana. One of my favorites. I'm going to do it like this. And like you, I'm not warmed up, so let's have a look. So Ardha Chandrasana, you're going to need a block. The full pose is here, and then you turn your gaze up towards your thumb. All right? But we can just come here if that's as far as we want to go. And the key is to see how my hip is facing the floor. Right? You want it up. You want to stack your hips. So if that's my standing leg, you want this joint to actually come right up on top your other leg. All right? So it requires balance. It requires getting into our feet and a big stretch of the back of the standing leg, stacking the shoulders, all that good stuff. So we'll work into it slowly. So first, let's just come into a 90-90. So sole of the right foot to the inner left thigh. And that right leg or left leg tucked behind you. We've done this pose. We've done this pose. Oh, good. That's right. All right, so we're going to square the shoulders, deep breath in, and exhale, walk your hands out in front of you. And just beginning to bring your focus and your awareness to your bodies, to the breath. Taking your time on the inhale, taking your time on the exhale. And just noticing where you're at today, how things feel today. And again, remembering that this is your practice. You can slow down at any time. Take a seat on the mat, lay down on the mat, hug your knees into your chest. Really, we're just giving ourselves permission and space to take care of ourselves for a minute here. All right, end of the exhale. Go ahead and use your hands to press yourself up. Sit up nice and tall and inhale the arms up. And then gently exhale to the left, turning your gaze to the wall behind you. Squeezing the breath out as you exhale. And end of the exhale, we're going to come back through center. Help that left leg around and find our 90-90 on the opposite side. Good. Spreading the fleshy part of that sit bone out of the way. Sit up nice and tall. Big breath in and exhale. Walk yourself forward. And of course, becoming aware of any differences on this side that you may feel as opposed to the first side. End of your exhale, use your hands, press yourself up. Inhale the arms up and exhale, twist to the right. Good. End of your exhale. Let's come back to center. Just plant your hands right at the top of your mat and make your way onto all fours. Stacking the shoulders over the wrists, hips above the knees. On an inhale, that right leg comes up, and as you exhale, just float the toes back onto the mat. Press back into that heel, finding length through that leg. Again, pressing back into the heel. And notice if, I know we're still moving into the early stages of our practice here, but notice if you begin to collapse down into your shoulders and you drop your head, see if you can keep pressing away from the mat and keep the back of the head lifted so it's in line with the rest of your back. And if you want to play with increasing the Achilles stretch, just start to bend the knee toward the floor as you keep pressing down into the toes. And when you're ready, go ahead and shake that leg out and bring the knee back under the hip. And inhale the left leg up, float the toes onto the mat and press on back. And just notice, even during that transition, if you began to, come down into your shoulders, see if you can keep pressing the mat away, keep squeezing the breath out, and then maybe bend that knee a little bit to get into the Achilles area, the low calf. Good. And when you're ready, float the knee back onto the floor. We're going to widen the knees out. Big toes together. Deep breath in. Exhale. Float those hips back. Finding your child's pose. Breathing deeply and fully into your belly, into your inner thighs. Really allowing the belly to relax as you inhale and let go. And then as you exhale, begin to engage your abdominal muscles by gently pulling your belly button up in toward your spine. All right, when you're ready, take one more nice big deep breath in. Really fill up. Exhale. Let it all out. And then we're just going to press up and back onto all fours. We're going to inhale that right leg up again. Exhale, sweep your leg out to the right. Pressing that foot into the floor. Engaging that thigh, so pull that kneecap up into your thigh and then walk your left hand in toward the center of the mat, directly below your face. And when you're ready, inhale, press into that hand, raise the right arm straight up, gazing up at that thumb if it feels good. If it doesn't feel good on your neck, then you can keep looking down at the floor, at your hand, or over to the horizon there. And just try to get that sensation of stacking your shoulders, spreading the fingers wide, engaging your hand. And this is basically the top half or your torso half of half moon pose right here. The end of your exhale, float your hands down, come back onto all fours. Inhale the left leg up, exhale, sweep it over to the side. Engage that thigh. Walk that right hand below the face, and when you're ready, inhale, opening up to the left, raising that left arm, engaging the fingers. And again, if it's too much on your neck, you can look down at the hand or the horizon. And when you're ready, float the hand down. Come back onto all fours. On an inhale, that right leg's coming back up behind you, nice and high. When you're ready, exhale, step your foot through. And walk your foot forward about 6 inches or so. You may want blocks for this or not. It's up to you. When you're ready, you begin to pull back, walking your hands back, pulling the toes back. It's okay if your knee's bent. It's okay if it's bent a lot, as long as you keep pulling the toes back. If you come up onto blocks, stay lifted in the chest. Pull those toes back. Breathe deeply into the length of that right leg. And with each exhale, maybe you press the back of that knee toward the floor. So you fill up the back of that leg on the inhale, and as you exhale, you find space that you just created with that breath. Engage that right thigh and work toward pressing the back of that knee toward the floor. And keep pulling those toes back, finding length. And when you're ready, walking yourself forward. Just bring that knee back over the ankle. All right, and when you're ready, inhale, floating on up. You can just bring your hands to your right knee if you want, or you can bring them all the way up. Take a deep breath in. When you're ready, float the hands down, interlace behind the back. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then exhale, bend that front knee a little bit more and try to lift your arms up behind you. Breathing deeply into the chest, actively squeezing your shoulder blades together. Go ahead and release. Bring the hands down and bring that knee back under the hips so you're coming back onto all fours. And inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step that foot through. All right, walk it forward a few inches. And when you're ready, pull back, pulling the toes back. And again, coming up onto a block on either side of your shin, if that feels good. Staying lifted. Creating space with the breath. When you're ready, bending that knee, move the block out of the way. Bring that knee back over the ankle, hands on either side of that front foot, and inhale, floating up. Again, if you just want to stay with your hands on your knees, you can, or bring them all the way up. Maybe bend that knee slightly as you exhale, finding a nice stretch in your right quad and hip flexor. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale again, interlace the fingers behind your back. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, try to raise the arms up as you breathe into the chest. Bend that front knee a little bit more. And when you're ready, go ahead and release. Bring the hands down on either side. Bring that knee back under so we come back to our tabletop. And once again, find your child's pose. Big deep breath in, knees apart. Exhale, press back. Extending the arms forward. Forehead to the floor. And now when you're ready, planting the hands, you're going to press yourself up, bring the knees back in line with your hips, walk them back 6 inches, tuck the toes under, and gently, nice and easily, 1 foot at a time, make your way into downward facing dog. Again, just finding the shape of this first downward facing dog, doing what feels good. Bicycling the feet nice and easy, extending down through 1 heel at a time. Deep breaths. Take a deep breath in. As you do, lift your tailbone. Exhale, bend your knees and begin to walk your hands back toward your feet. Coming to forward fold at the back of your mat. Nice and easy on an inhale, come halfway up. Extending through the spine as you do, and exhale, forward fold. You can bend the knees on these forward folds, that's okay. Just allow the crown of the head to fall toward the floor. And when you're ready, start to walk your hands out in front of you again. Coming back to downward facing dog. Maybe this time focusing a little bit more on pressing into your fingertips and your palms. Extending out of the shoulders. Releasing those heels toward the floor, nice and easy. Again, if you need your knees bent, that's okay. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bend your knees now and look to the front of the mat and walk your feet up slowly, 1 at a time, to come to forward fold at the tops of your mat. Inhale, come halfway up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Raising the arms up. Exhale the hands to heart center. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, forward fold. Go ahead and plant your hands and step your left leg back. Coming to a nice lunge here. Rock backward, step forward to forward fold. Plant your hands and step your right leg back, or right foot back. Really finding that nice lunge. When you're ready, rock backwards, step forward to forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly rolling up through the spine, all the way up. Exhale the hands to heart center. Good. Shake it all out. All right, and from here, bring your feet back under your hips and knees. Should be parallel. We're going to bring our hands on our hips, or you can have them out to your sides, whatever feels good here. Keep lifting up through the chest, nice and tall. Let's warm up the feet a little bit. So we're going to lift up those toes, all 10 toes up off the ground, engaging our thighs. Place the back on the ground. Lift the toes. And again, I know we've done this before. See if you can just isolate the muscles of the feet to lift the toes, keeping the rest of your body in the same plane, right? So instead of falling backward as we lift the toes, or when we lift our heels in a moment, falling forward, or even when you just place the toes back on the ground, go ahead and place them back on the ground. Notice if you start to fall forward, see if you can keep that grounding in the four corners of your feet, and then again, lift the toes. Now from here, we're going to drop our big toes only. Then the pinky toes. So we're grounding down into our big toes and our pinky toes, and the other 6 are lifted. And then the other 6 come down. Good, when you're ready, just pop up onto your toes. So you're lifting the heels up off the ground. Good. Slowly lower down. Lift all 10 toes. Plant the big toe. Pinky toes. And the other 6 come down, and then lift up onto your toes. Heels up. Floating down. All 10 toes. All 10 toes come down. Lift up onto your toes. Awesome, good. Just shake it on out.
Simon Says.
It's a little Simon Says. Exactly. Exactly. And then we'll come back. Actually, let's bring the feet together in the center of the mat. And inhale the arms up. Take hold of that right wrist with your left hand. And exhale, floating on over to the left side. Getting some length in the side body here. Deep breaths. Inhale, come up to center. Switch hands, exhale over to the right. And we're going to inhale up to center. Actually, let's take a little back bend. Interlace your fingers, make a pointy finger with your index finger. Inhale the arms up. Exhale. Arching back just a little bit. And inhale up. Shake everything out. And then when you're ready, coming back to our mountain pose at the top of the mat, let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rolling up through the spine, all the way up. Reaching up with the fingers. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step your left foot back, then your right foot back, and find another downward facing dog. So let's help lengthen a little bit more the backs of our legs. On an inhale, slowly raise that left leg up behind you to wherever it feels comfortable. Take a deep breath in, press the mat away, release that right heel toward the floor. Keep your hips square to the floor. Inhale, lift that left leg just a bit higher. Exhale, float the toes onto the mat. Take a deep breath in, bend your knees, and exhale, press the mat away, sending your hips back behind you, knees bent, just getting a little length here. Then release your heels toward the floor, and then inhale the right leg up behind you. Release that left heel toward the floor. Inhale, lift that right leg a little higher. Keep your hips square if you can. And exhale, float the toes onto the mat. When you're ready, inhale the left leg up again. Exhale, step that foot up between your hands. Help it up if it needs help. Drop your back heel 45 degrees. And inhale, press into that front foot. Floating up, we're going to find our warrior two. Right, so that front knee is stacked over the ankle. We're pressing into the back, the outer edge of that back foot. Never heard that before. Gazing out over the front fingertips, relaxing the shoulders. Deep breaths. Now, when you're ready, straighten that front leg. Take a deep breath in and then exhale. Bend that knee back to warrior two. Inhale to come up again. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale up. Exhale. One more. Inhale up. Exhale. Flip your front palm over to face the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, reverse warrior. Your right hand can just gently rest on your leg, or you can actually bend the arm and bring it behind your back. You got it. Deep breaths here. Yeah. Widen your stance a little bit. There you go. Bend that front knee a little bit. There you go. Now lift up and out of here, so you should be stretching in here. Gently stretching in there. All right, from here, on an inhale, come up, and then exhale, left elbow to left knee, and that right arm floats all the way up and over your head toward the front of the room. Inhale, coming back up, and exhale, reverse warrior again. Inhale up again. Exhale, extended side angle pose again. So that's left elbow, left knee, right arm. Instead of having that right arm up toward the ceiling, see if you can float the arm over your right ear, reaching toward the front of the room. Inhale back up to center. Find your warrior two. Relaxing the shoulders. Straighten that front leg. So we're going to pull, actively pull both kneecaps up into your thighs. Okay? Maybe even think about squeezing your feet toward each other. Then take a nice big deep breath in. We're going for triangle pose here first. So I'll come around with a block if you need it. You're going to inhale deeply and then exhale. Reach forward as far as you can and then float that left hand down either onto the shin, the knee, fingertips to the floor, or bring a block inside that left foot and place your hand on it at whatever height feels good. And then your right arm should be going up toward the ceiling. Think about stacking your shoulders here. Active fingertips. If it feels good, gaze up toward your thumb. And you want to think about rotating your torso so that your right rib cage floats onto your spine and your left rib cage continues reaching up toward the ceiling. And somewhere in there, a smile. On an inhale, come back up, bend that front knee, warrior two. Good times, right? Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, just walk forward, coming back to the top of your mat. Lowering the arms, shake it out. Shake out that left leg. All right. We'll cheat into this one. Hands on your hips. Inhale, raise that left leg up again. So left the knee straight up, and when you're ready, just step straight back. Dropping that heel 45 degrees, and then bend that front knee and raise the arms, and you'll be back in warrior two on the other side. Remember, relax the shoulders, and when you're ready, inhale, we're going to straighten that front leg. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale to straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. So Peter, that back leg stays straight, if you can. Yeah, and then you're just straightening and bending that front leg. There you go. One more in. Now flip the front palm over. Inhale to come up, and exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale to come up, and exhale, extended side ankle pose on this side. Good. Reaching forward with those left fingertips, and then you're going to inhale, coming back up, and exhale, reverse warrior. You got it, you good. Here. This comes down, this comes up and over, yeah. Just like that. And inhale, coming up and all the way over, extended side ankle pose. And inhale, coming back up to warrior two. Now straighten that front leg, so both legs are straight, active. Deep breath in, exhale, reach forward, keep that front knee straight, and then tilt down to triangle pose. Gazing up at that left thumb. Inhale to come up, nice strong back, bend that front knee, warrior two. And when you're ready, exhale, just step forward again. Shake it all out. Shake out your arms. Shake out the legs. So I'm going to adjust. I'm going to make an adjustment because time is slipping, and I think instead of going right for half moon pose, we're just going to do a standing forward split. All right, that'll get us used to standing on one leg, raising the other, getting our balance. So let's make sure we've got our blocks in front of us on their highest setting, most likely. All right. And when you're ready, coming back to our mountain pose at the top of the mat, feet shoulder width apart, or hips width apart, sorry. When you're ready, inhale the arms up. And exhale, you can bend the knees slightly, fold forward, bring your hands right onto the blocks. Inhale, come halfway up here. Maybe even come up onto the fingertips just so you can get your spine nice and long and straight. Deep breath in, and then exhale, fold forward, hands onto the blocks. Now bend both knees slightly. You got your hands on the blocks, both knees are bent. Now shift the weight into your right leg and just begin to pick your left foot up off the floor slightly. All right, and slowly begin to send that left leg behind you. I don't care how high it is off the ground, but if you can, with each exhale, lift it a little higher. That's good. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, just begin to straighten that standing leg or your right leg, and maybe walk the blocks back toward the mat just a little bit and allow the crown of your head to hang toward the floor. So nice strong standing leg. Again, that thigh is active. You're pulling the kneecap up into the thigh, finding length in the back of that leg. All right, when you're ready, float that left foot back onto the floor. All right, you can slightly reposition the blocks. On an inhale, come halfway up again. And then exhale, forward fold again. Hold on to those blocks. Shift the weight. Bend your knees slightly. Shift the weight into that left foot and leg. And then begin to lift the right foot up off the floor. And then send it behind you. You can raise it as much as you want or keep it closer to the ground, whatever feels good. Keep looking toward the floor. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, press away from the floor with that left foot, straightening that left leg. Reposition the blocks. Do not go any further than you feel like you should or need to. And breathe. And maybe allow the crown of your head to fall toward the floor if that feels good. And when you're ready, go ahead and float that back foot back onto the floor. Move the blocks out of the way. Come to a forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, come down onto your hands and knees. Open the knees wide again. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, press back into child's pose. And when you're ready, inhale to press yourself up. And just slowly make your way onto your backs. All right, extend both legs out. We're not at Shavasana yet, so don't get too excited. Take a deep breath in. Hug that right knee into your chest. Deep breaths here. Good. End of your exhale, extend that right leg out. Maybe give both knees a little bounce. When you're ready, inhale and exhale. Hug that left knee into your chest. And when you're ready, go ahead and extend that left leg out. Again, gentle bounce of the knees. Let's go ahead and bend both knees. Bring the soles of the feet onto the floor. Open the arms in a nice big T out to the sides, palms facing the floor. Lift your hips up by pressing into your feet just a little bit off the ground and shift them over to the right. And then take a deep breath in, lift the knees up toward the chest, and then exhale, float them over to the left side. You can take your left hand and place it on top of your right knee or thigh, and then gently turn the gaze over your right shoulder. On an inhale, go ahead and bring your knees back up to center. Float the feet back onto the floor. Align your back again, and then when you're ready, press into the soles of your feet. Lift your hips up. Shift them over to the left side. Inhale, exhale. Hug your knees up toward your chest, and then float them over to the right side. Placing your right hand on your left knee or thigh and turning your gaze over the left shoulder. Good. When you're ready on an inhale, bring the knees back up to center. Soles of the feet on the floor. Align your back again. Then take a deep breath in. Hug both knees into your chest. Rock from side to side. And from here, gents, one at a time, extend each leg out. Open your legs as wide as the mat. Arms float down to the floor, palms turn up toward the ceiling. Take a nice big deep breath in. Exhale, just let it all out. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. You can start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Circle the ankles and the wrists. And when you're ready, begin to hug your knees back into your chest. Maybe rock from side to side and then float onto your right sides. And gently press yourselves back up and find a nice, comfortable seated position. Maybe closing the eyes down if you like. Relaxing the shoulders. And just finding that nice neutral spine. Just taking a few gentle breaths, just noticing how you feel. Thank you guys for coming today, sticking with it. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next week. Namaste.